Woodward Sports Network. Let's go!
Yeah, it is Friday. Beautiful sunshine right here on Woodward. Look how nice this lighting is today. We got Snoop Dogg on my shirt to match my Snoop Dogg underwear from Bridge Street. So thank you guys for that. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick. To my right.
Yo, what's the word? It's Corey.
To my left.
It's Joey. Good morning there.
Over in producer land, we have Alex, who we're actually going to talk to today.
Can we see what he looks like?
Yeah, Alex, can you show yourself? Show yourself, Alex.
Show us your face.
What's up, Alex? And then, of course, we got Fish in the sound booth. Hi, Fish. You got to turn your mic on, buddy.
Yeah. Hello, I'm here.
There we go. Fish is here. He's got his all-black shirt on, and we're ready to rock today. Obviously, biggest news story of the day today. And let's see, about 3.5 hours, Michigan is taking on Maryland in the Big Ten tournament. This is Michigan's first game in the Big Ten tournament. Obviously, Maryland played yesterday against Michigan State. We'll get into that game in a little bit and break down that. But we got to do a little bit of preview on what's about to happen coming up at 11:30 this morning. So let's get into it, guys. I mean, Michigan has had a great regular season. They ended it kind of not on a great note, losing 2 of their last 3 games. One of them to Michigan State, who we saw yesterday just got bounced by Maryland. So, how you feeling going into today's game?
Feel pretty good. The past 2 times that Michigan has played Maryland, they've pretty much beat them handily.
Yes.
Now, I believe, the last time, before those first 2 losses, last year Maryland beat them to win and share the Big Ten title. And ever since then, Michigan has just taken over. The first game they beat them this season was on NYE, beat them by 11. And then on January 19th, Michigan gave them a 20-piece and a biscuit.
That's right.
So I'm looking for the same result today. And that first matchup, Livers didn't play well, but Dickinson did. And in the second matchup, it was the reverse. But the one constant in both games was Franz Wagner. If you average both of those games together, he averaged 17 points and 3.5 assists. So I believe that he's going to be a big factor. He's going to be the X factor in today's game. Stopping Eric Ayala and Aaron Wiggins needs to be a key for Michigan to pull this off. If they don't stop those guys, it's not going to happen. They got off the past 2 times they played the Spartans. The Wolverines cannot let that same result happen to them.
Besides them 2, not many people score on their team. So if we could get both of those guards on lockdown, we'll be good. And truthfully, I think we will be able to. Is Eli Brooks looking good for tonight?
That's the biggest question mark right now, is nobody knows what the hell is going on with Eli Brooks.
And it's crazy because you look at him and you wouldn't think, especially looking at the stats, you wouldn't think that he's that big of an impact player. But his defense, that's what we need against Ayala and Wiggins tonight. Today. Damn, how many times are we going to do it?
And it's not even today. It's this morning. That's what's cracking me up. Not today. No, this morning. And I love early sports. I want to redo the sports schedule altogether. I know 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock primetime games, but if we could change that to noon games every day, I would be the happiest person alive.
Who wouldn't be? Just sports all day? I mean, beautiful. But yeah, to you guys' point, Eli Brooks, his defense is going to be heavily missed. I believe that they can go ahead and potentially win today's game without him, but going forward in the Big Ten tournament and an NCAA tournament, I'm not going to lie, his defense is going to be sorely missed. So hopefully that's, his injury is not too severe. Anthony Broome's going to be on from SB Nation's going to be on later, so we can, check with him, see if he's heard anything through the wind. But big game.
Yeah, definitely a big game, and big is the word that Michigan needs to focus on, because Maryland does not have anybody getting starter minutes over 6'7". Their biggest guy is their third-string center, and he's 6'9". So Michigan needs to be big, just big. Hunter Dickinson, he had 26 points in the first matchup. He needs to do that again, because honestly, there's nobody within 5 inches of this dude.
So he's 7'2", and the other tallest
6
person?
inches, yeah.
Oh my gosh, bad math. That's 7.
Dickinson just got to stay out of foul trouble. I mean, if he just needs to stay out of foul trouble, and I believe he will. I think he's going to have a huge game. I'm going to predict somewhere around 20-9.
20-9.
Yeah.
That would be a perfect game for him because, like, I've seen the past 4 or 5 games. Dickinson, we know he's young. He's a freshman, but he is getting in so much foul trouble on stupid fouls. It's not even aggressive trying to protect the rim fouls. It's always over the back or out on the perimeter. Like, dude, stay in your lane and don't foul. Just dominate on the offensive end and be an intimidator at the rim, but you don't necessarily have to go for every shot.
And he's shown that he can be an intimidator. Even last game against Michigan State, the way he closed, even though they lost to the Spartans, the way he closed out that game shows that he can be a force when he puts his mind to it and he's locked in. I just truly believe that he's going to come out there and have a big game and set the tone early for Michigan on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, no, I think so too. Let's go over a quick little bit. Michigan 19-3 on the year. Maryland 16-12 on the year. Point spread in this game is anywhere. I've seen it between -8 for Michigan and -8.5. So obviously Michigan is the clear favorite to win this game. Over under is 133, which if you look at their previous games, they cleared that pretty easily. So, I mean, this is going to be a high-scoring affair. Maryland loves to shoot the three. That is the one thing you got to watch out from Maryland. They lead the Big Ten in three-point rate at 42.8% of their shots are three-pointers. So pretty much 50% of the time down the floor, these guys are jacking up a three. So as long as Michigan can guard that perimeter and use their size on offense, I don't want to say this should be an easy game, but this should be an easy game.
I'm in total agreement. But the thing about it is, with that perimeter, without Eli Brooks, who do you think is going to step up and be that guy for them?
Wagner. Wagner's to me, he's the biggest glue guy on the team, and he's the Mr. Do-It-All. So if you need threes, he'll get you threes. You need somebody to drive, he can drive to the hoop. You need some assists, you need great defense. To me, Wagner is the ultimate glue guy, and you always need that on championship quality teams.
I mean, besides that, it's probably going to be Shoddy Brown getting more minutes because you look at everybody else, they're probably getting 36 minutes a game, and Shoddy's probably the upper. I feel like I'm always saying Shoddy. Shouty?
Shouty! You hollering at him?
Yeah, man, but it's that's going to be the biggest difference maker because we have seen him stepping up big time, and this is going to be a good fit for him if we don't see Eli Brooks tonight.
Well, I think Eli is definitely out for this game from what I'm reading. I just don't know where he's going to be moving forward.
So he's for sure out today?
From what I'm reading, he's not going to play.
Ooh. Ouch.
Honestly, though, if you think about it, and he is on the verge of health-wise playing or not, what's the point?
And you want him for the NCAA tournament. You don't necessarily want to ruin this kid's life over the Big Ten tournament.
Does the Big Ten tournament even really mean anything to Michigan right now?
Oh, yeah.
A big deal?
Oh, yeah.
Seeding-wise?
Yeah. I mean, are you talking about seeding-wise for the NCAA?
Yeah.
No, I think they pretty much locked up a #1 seed in the NCAAs, right?
That's a couple games. If they lose today, then they're missing out on 3 games to be the champion. So it's a question.
That is a good question. I could see them having that #1 seed locked in already, though. I mean, they were dominant during the regular season. What's up, Fish? What you got?
Not if they get killed by Maryland.
Not if they get killed by Maryland? You think that'll knock them out of the #1 seed?
Yeah, they'll put them at, they should put them at #2.
At #2? Yeah. And it all depends on who's below them that could hop over them, too, and how they perform in their tournaments and stuff like that. Because, I think at one point, Michigan could have lost 4 games and still been a top 4 team in the nation. And they only lost 2, so this would be their 3rd. So I think they're in the mix no matter what for that #1 not overall seed, but #1 bracket seed in the NCAA tournament.
And I just looked up a couple things real quick just to make sure about Eli Brooks' status. They're saying that right now he's uncertain. He's still in the walking boot as a precaution, so they're hopeful he can play. But right now there has not been an actual, he's in or out. I don't believe he plays today's game.
Did you just say he's in a walking boot?
Yeah.
Walking boot.
Okay, he's not playing.
No.
He ain't playing. He's in a boot. You expect him to take that off and play in
I think they said it
3
was
hours?
they said it was as a precaution, but I mean, if you're in a walking boot, you probably don't need to be playing today's game.
No, and especially let's be honest, it's Maryland. If this was maybe the Big Ten championship game against Illinois or something like that, he's probably suiting up. They're gonna shoot his ankle up with whatever they did in Friday Night Lights, and they just send him out there and he'll be okay. but this is not the championship game. It's the first round, essentially, for Michigan.
Let's say his health status improves. If Michigan is looking pretty dominant in the Big Ten tournament, do you bring him back during the Big Ten tournament, or wait to the NCAA?
If his health hasn't improved?
Or if it has, like he's ready to go.
I don't know, man. I think Juwan Howard's smart enough to know when to bring back a guy and when to let him rest and understand that I'm not going to sacrifice the NCAA tournament for the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't bring him back till he's 100% until I get to the NCAA tournament, because that's when
That's when it matters.
Yeah, because if you win that, you're legendary. It's over. You win
Right.
the Big Ten tournament, it's like, okay, we'll remember you amongst the conference, but it doesn't really mean anything nationally.
And also, they've already won the Big Ten season title, so I'm of the mindset of, hey, even if they say he can go, I would just rest him until the tournament, just to make sure that, hey, that ankle is, or that leg is 100% by time the big tournament starts.
And what I like about Eli Brooks too is, like, you look at him and you don't say he's a star player to this team, but he is a vital player to this team because of the way he plays. He's a hustler. He's always out all over the ball, all over the defenders when he's playing. But the biggest takeaway is you just need to find someone that's a hustler that can replace him to help us get by. If this was like an Isaiah Livers or a Hunter Dickinson, that would be a problem.
Right.
That would change up the entire game. But he's averaging like 8 points, 4 assists. So you could replace that in the meantime.
Stick said something a couple of months ago when we were talking about the Pistons and how they were messing up. Defense is all heart. It's all heart.
Absolutely.
So somebody's going to have to step up today and put it all out on the line. That's how you're going to go ahead and beat Maryland. That's how you're going to go ahead and run through this Big Ten tournament. Even if Eli Brooks does not come back, somebody's going to have to step up and make a name for themselves. I don't know who it is, but somebody's going to have to do it.
What about Jace? We got to see Jace Howard. His
There
son.
we go. Get Juwan Howard's son.
Get him out there.
Right. I want to see Izzo's son versus Juwan Howard's son, one-on-one.
Yes.
That's what I
wow.
want to see. But no, we were talking about how Maryland leads the Big Ten in three-point rate. Michigan, 10 of their last opponents, they've held under 6 threes or fewer during a game. So Michigan's good at defending that perimeter, which is Maryland's strength. So as long as they take that away, I really think Michigan has a strong chance of winning this game, especially if they dominate the size battle. I'm gonna harp on that all morning this morning. Even when we have Anthony Broome on from SB Nation, Maize and Brew, we're gonna talk to him about just how big Michigan is compared to these boys from Maryland. And yeah, over the past 10 years, I like these kind of stats because you know the saying, like, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. You guys know that saying?
That's bullshit for this one.
It's actually bullshit for everyone because over the past 10 years, teams who have won the first 2 matchups won the third 72% of the time.
What if it was Michigan State today?
I'd be taking Michigan.
I'd be taking Michigan too.
But they already lost that one. If they were to win 2 straight,
Right.
Michigan, then I mean it would have been a different question. But it all just depends, because obviously the teams that are playing 3 times a season are the rivals, are the in division games.
Right.
So it could have possibly happened with us, but
I know we
obviously
could have
it's
gotten
not.
4 matchups out of them, man. That would have been a dream come true because they all would have happened within such a condensed period of time too. Like
What's the fourth one?
Thursday,
That would've
Sunday, today, and then in the NCAA tournament.
That would honestly have been like a 30 for 30. Just
Right.
not a long one, but something like one of the shorts, something like under half an hour.
Right. People are commenting in the chat right now that the lighting's making me look super pasty. This is sunshine. I know we're not used to seeing this in Michigan, but it's actually glaring through the door right now. We're getting sunshine. Everybody.
It's the Bruce Leroy glow. Where's that from, Joey? We remember. We brought it up again.
Don't be doing
This is the second
to me.
time.
Coming to America.
I don't know what's worse.
Listen,
that he didn't know.
y'all
and chose-
always ask me these movie quotes.
No,
I've
but
told you.
we told you. We told you.
I don't
We told you the
remember.
Bruce
I don't remember what I
Leroy.
ate yesterday.
You don't know about Bruce Leroy?
Nope.
You don't know about Chinese spare ribs?
Nope.
It's The
Nope.
Last Dragon, by the way. If anybody's listening at home and wondering what movie we're talking about,
Never
Last
seen
Dragon
that either.
with Bruce Leroy, probably one of the gaudiest 80s movies you've ever seen in your life.
Are you really about to bring up an 80s movie with me right now?
Yes.
An 80s movie?
Yes.
I ain't old like you too. There ain't no cultural phenomenon bullshit.
What?
You 80s people over here. Get that garbage out.
And for the record, I am pasty as hell. So this is my marked skin. I'm an Irish boy who lives in Detroit, who doesn't see the sun for 6 months out of the year, and this is the end result. By the end of summer, I'll have a little bit of color to me. What's up, Fish?
Breaking news: Patriots closing in on a deal with Cam Newton.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Sorry, Corey.
Yes. Oh, they're talking about your bullshit movie. You slipped on some news. Thank you, Fish.
Sorry, Corey.
Sorry,
no, it's a collaborative effort, man.
Yes, no, it's all
That was
teamwork.
great.
Here. But you can't let Fish beat you on. You're a professional sports writer, man.
Hey, man, it's cool, you know.
So definitely, let's talk about that. Maybe coming up after the 9 o'clock hour, the Patriots. Yeah, I don't want to shift off Michigan basketball because to me that's the top story of the day, but we'll get to that later. I think that's interesting because I wonder if they're going to stop shopping for quarterbacks too.
Amy, what's crazy was they said that earlier after the season they were going to part ways. Now he's re-signing a 1-year deal, so I'm trying to figure out why the 180.
We're gonna find out. We'll talk about that later.
Can I give a quick little shout out real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got an event today. It's my first event under Woodward Sports umbrella, and I'm so excited because obviously this pandemic has slowed things down and we haven't been able to do events.
Right.
But this is going to be an event that you want to come stop by today from 4 to 6 p.m. Even if you're not available at that time, all day going on until midnight. Crumble Cookies in Rochester Hills, right off of Rochester Road next to the Imagine Theaters, is giving you a free cookie. New business in town, the best cookies. So come support Free Cookie Day and support a new locally owned business.
You say free cookies and I'm there.
Honestly, like
if it's till midnight, I'm gonna, maybe I'll have some cocktails tonight around 8 o'clock and stumble up there.
They're this big of cookies.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. You didn't give me one last time.
Yeah, you're not supposed to know. You're supposed to find out today for yourself.
Yeah, so make sure everybody goes to Crumble Cookie. You guys want to get into your predictions? Actually, let's do this. Let's take a quick 15-second break, and then we'll come back with our predictions for the Michigan-Maryland game that starts at 11:30 this morning. It's the Woodward Sports Network right here on Woodward.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick, and we've been talking about it pretty much since the beginning of the show. Michigan taking on Maryland today at 11:30. The spread anywhere between 8 and 8.5. It depends on where you're looking. We always go to MyBookie, MyBookie.com. That is the spot where we place all of our bets, and you can place your bets there too. Go to MyBookie.com right now and enter promo code Woodward, and we'll match your first deposit up to 50%. So you put in $50, you get an extra $25. You put in $500, you get an extra $250. You put in an extra $1,000, we'll give you an extra $500 on top of that. So go get your bets in. Tournament time is here. Throw some money on these teams. It makes the games more interesting and have some fun with it. And obviously, be safe when you're gambling too. Okay, we don't want anybody going off the deep end, but we want you to have a lot of fun with the tournament coming up, and mybookie.com is the place to go. What's up, Fish?
One of the international person. One of the UK commercials for betting is when the fun stops, stop.
When the fun stops, stop. That's actually a very good saying when it comes to gambling.
That is a good one.
So Joey, Michigan, Maryland. What are you taking as the final score prediction on this?
This is going to be a tough one, especially Eli Brooks. I mean, it's looking like he's not going to play because the homie's in a freaking boot right now. But first game, Michigan won by 11. The second one, they won by plus 20. Like 23 or 24 points.
24, yeah.
So I'm looking at both of those, and I'm thinking it's going to be kind of smack dab in the middle, going for about 15 or so that they're going to be winning by, because it's all going to be off of the start of this game, because in college basketball, momentum is one of the biggest things ever. And if Maryland could start off hot, that's going to be their only chance at anything in this game. But Michigan, clear win, 15 points.
All right, by 15. So you're taking the spread. What do you have a point total that you want to get to? Do you think it's going to be over or under the 133?
133, I'm going to go over.
Over?
Yeah.
Over on the 133. All right, Corey, your turn. How you picking this game today, man?
Ooh, I think it's gonna be a blowout. I'm gonna go 85-60 Michigan.
Dang. 85-60.
I'm going high.
Damn.
I mean,
All right.
hey, not too far off. 25 points right there. It was 24 the last time they
Well,
played.
I guess, yeah, the first times they played, they had 84 and 87 points. So you're right in the middle of that. Like, when you said 85, that seemed like a lot. But then looking back at the past 2 times they played, doesn't seem like Maryland could stop Michigan.
Okay, wait. How's that point spread? You said it was over under what?
133.
Damn, that's way below both times they played each other.
The first time they played each other, yeah, it was like at 150. The second time, yeah, 150. So this
Wow.
is so
Free
yeah,
money.
You may, yeah.
I'm putting that bet.
Well,
I'm putting that right now, actually.
Honestly, that's how you become a smart bettor. Like, you look for inconsistencies like that. Like, why the hell did they score 150 then 150, and now you got me wanting to bet 133? All right, that's a mistake on the bookies' end. I'm taking the over.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm also going to take the over on this game. Obviously, after I just said that. And I do think Michigan will have a clear and concise victory, at least by 10 points. I'm a double-digit victory for Michigan.
Yeah.
Let's go 80-70 just to have fun.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'll go with for the game today. If you guys want to predict the score, or you got something that you think is going to happen in the game, please drop it in the comments on any of our social media at Woodward Sports. If you're watching on Facebook right now, you can drop it in. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube too, and drop it in the comments. And if you're on Twitter, make sure you tweet us your final score. And you know what? If you guess the final score right, you guys want to give away a Woodward Sports t-shirt?
Let's do it.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
cool.
So comment right now.
Yeah, anybody who comments right now, no matter what platform you're watching on, if you get the score right tonight, we're going to hook you up with a Woodward Sports t-shirt.
But they got to share this post to be entered to play.
Oh, you want to share too?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have to. That's the way that they could enter to win it.
All right, guess the score and share, and we'll try to get you that Woodward Sports t-shirt, but that's for the Michigan-Maryland game tonight. Now, Michigan, another team from Michigan, played Maryland yesterday, and here's a small video of how it went.
Oh, come on. That's just wrong.
I mean, are you going to tell me it was different?
I mean, no, I'm not. I was just, I thought it was going to be a closer game than what it was. I mean, even though it was like, what, an 11-point win, that game wasn't even that close. So I was shocked.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan State came out. They had a great first half. Not a great first half. They had a great couple minutes of the first half, and they held the lead till about 5 minutes left in the second, or to the halftime, and then they just fell apart, man. And Maryland just started draining threes. They started slashing to the rim. Michigan State kept turning the ball over. It was just not a good game for Michigan State at all. And as you see, here's Maryland kind of dapping each other up, like, "Hey, we get to go get our ass kicked by Michigan tomorrow. Good job, boys."
Oh, God.
It really was the turnovers, though. I mean, when you look at that game, Michigan State just was not playing well. And you look at the last time when Michigan played Michigan State, if they came out to play like that, that would have been a match. But
Yeah.
there was nothing yesterday.
Well, I mean, it was just what about a couple of weeks ago, Maryland beat Michigan State decisively in that game. So it was. I thought that, like we talked about how Izzo, you give him time to go ahead and prepare against the team. He'll come back and make those adjustments, and it'll be closer. But it was virtually just about this kind of the same result.
Right.
Just getting their asses handed to them by that by that Maryland backcourt. So I'm feeling kind of bad about the Spartans right now.
They should be feeling bad, because do you know when the last time they exited the Big Ten tournament this early was?
This early, I'd say 10 years.
Man, I'm gonna go 15 years.
Ever. Earliest exit ever in
Wow.
the history of the program. We can go back 10 years, we go back 20 years, we go back 30 years, we go back 50 years.
So
earliest
they've never
exit,
lost in the first round?
Not like that, nope.
Ooh-wee.
Wow.
Earliest exit ever from the tournament. That is not something you want to put on your resume. And especially, you got Aaron Henry, who put up 12 points and 9 rebounds. Is this his last season there? If it's not, this is not the way you want to go out, buddy.
I mean, I don't know. He could just be like, Langford and sign another 8-year deal.
There you go.
You never really know.
So after that beatdown, do you think Michigan State deserves to make it to the NCAA tournament?
Damn.
Ooh. It's hard I don't want to flip flop on this one, but it's like because I want to see the Spartans continue that run. I really do. As much as I'm not a Spartans basketball fan, I want to see them continue that run because I believe that is a really testament to Izzo and the consistency of the program. But at the same, and also too, they had some great wins over the past couple of weeks, but just that blowout loss to Maryland is just. I think they might miss it.
I think so too.
Really?
Well, they were kind of on the bubble going into the tournament, and really all they had to do was get by Maryland, because if they lost to Michigan, nobody would have cared.
Yeah.
But and once again, it goes back to not who they lost to, but also how they lost to them. That was a beat down yesterday.
And that was the big thing for me. I said if they lost to Maryland, but it was a close game, I still saw them getting in. But if they got blown out by Maryland, which they did, then I saw their chances dwindling drastically. And I don't after how they lost, I don't think they get in.
You guys are making it seem like they lost by 45 points yesterday.
Well, I mean, at one point they were down by 17, so
that's not a lot of points in college basketball, though.
It is to a Maryland.
I mean, it is, but obviously, that game wasn't the outcome that you wanted as a Michigan State fan. And I'm not even a Michigan State diehard like that, but I'm standing up for them on this one because you can't discredit the wins that they've had. Illinois, Ohio State, Michigan.
Right.
At the time that they beat those teams, they were the number 2 team, number 4 team, number 5 team. How do you not give them those all could possibly have been a first seed in the tournament. And you guys are going to sit up here and say they don't deserve an opportunity at that?
I'm saying that they put themselves in the position to where we can have that question.
You could, for sure.
And that's what I'm worried about is, they're going to get in on the strength of who they are. But if they weren't Michigan State and it wasn't Tom Izzo, they would probably not be making the tournament this year.
Exactly.
Like if they were even a Penn State or a Northwestern, actually Northwestern is probably the best example to use. If Northwestern did this exact same thing, then
they're not
NCAA didn't give a shit about Northwestern. They don't need them in the tournament.
But rightfully so. I mean, you can't discredit the past that this program has had.
Yes, you can, because it has nothing to do with the other teams. It has everything to do with this team this year and how they've played.
Name me a single team that has produced what they have with the outcomes against the strength of schedule that they have.
There isn't one, and that's the one thing they have going for them. Nobody has beaten more top 5 teams this year than Michigan State, which I said should put them in, but losing to Maryland in the first round, exiting their first time ever that early, like a horrible season except for your last handful of games, they've just put themselves in a bubble position where they're not used to sitting.
See, but what I don't like about college basketball is sometimes you look in their shitty divisions. There's teams that, obviously, if you win your division in the bracket right now, you're going in.
Right.
That's your berth into the playoffs, into the tournament. But you look at Michigan State and you look at the Big Ten and the teams and the talent that we have, just because you don't win or just because you don't go far, that shows how good our tournament and our division really is, because there's no way you could take out a 4, 5, and 2. You can't. A team that has beaten a 4, 5, and 2. You just can't. Yes, they lost bad. 11 points. It was not a good game at all. But we've all seen what this team is capable of and who they've beat.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Trevor from the comments said 10 seed, not worried about it for Michigan State. I could see them getting maybe 12, 11, 10 in that area if they do get in.
Well, you know who's one person who does not believe that they're good enough to beat anybody in the tournament? Tom Izzo. He said
something?
He said it. Yesterday he stopped short of reports were he stopped short of campaigning for a bid. These are his quotes. I don't think we're good enough to beat anybody. We've proven we're not good enough to beat anybody.
Whew. Okay. Well, there's that.
I mean, is that Tom Izzo strategically trying to fire up his team before the tournament? Like, is that just hard coaching?
He could be playing his Jedi mind trick, but if I were somebody who had to make a decision on Michigan State, if I hear the coach say that, I'm like, all right, I'll take you at your word. You're not good enough to beat anybody. We're not putting y'all in.
Or reverse psychology. He's doing that so they could give them that chance.
Right. Well, we're going to find out what happens with Michigan State if they do make the tournament. Selection Sunday is this Sunday. And when Selection Sunday happens, you got a chance to win $500,000 in our perfect bracket payoff thanks to Hall Financial. You get this $500,000 to pay off your mortgage and then do whatever you want with the rest of the money if you don't have a $500,000 mortgage. And if you don't think you could get a perfect bracket, that's fine too. We still want you in the competition so that way you can win the new PS5, maybe get you a flat screen, hook you up with a Shinola watch, and then we also got some other great prizes, including pizza parties, pizza for a year, right, Joey?
That's what I want from Papa Romano's pizza for an entire year.
That'd be so great for football Sundays. That's my favorite thing.
That's pizza. Tradition for you, yeah.
Pizza and football is my favorite thing in the world. And then if you think, I'm not going to fill out a bracket because I'm awful at those things, we're going to reward you if you're awful. Last place is getting a toilet. So you could go to woodwardsports.com right now and pre-register. That way, as soon as Selection Sunday's over, you'll get the email when to sign up and fill out your bracket so you don't forget. And it's just a good way to have that bracket in your inbox because, there's nothing worse than trying to find a bracket to fill out and you can't. So we want to hook you up with that too. So go to woodwardsports.com right now. Do a pre-registry for this so you can get in on the perfect bracket payoff thanks to Hall Financial. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we got Joey's News.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's News.
Let's go.
Let's go, Joey. What you got for your trending news today, man?
Well, we just wrapped up talking on Michigan State ball and how they ended up losing yesterday against Maryland, and we're previewing the game. Michigan taking on Maryland, 11:30 this morning. But what about the new name for this team? See, this right here is a video that I'm sad about because I wanted to see this so badly today. But that right there was Michigan losing to the MSU Spartans presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Is that how we have to say their name now?
That's what they're saying. I thought it was a joke. I saw it going around on Twitter. Yeah, they got partnerships with all these different teams, but they're legit changing the entire name to throwing in this sponsor in there.
I'm just kind of confused. Are the mortgage companies having a fight here? I mean, Dan Gilbert versus Matt Ishbia, United Wholesale Mortgage versus Rocket Mortgage, because they're now presented by Rocket Mortgage, but just on February, United Wholesale gave them $32 million.
I mean,
so
they're taking the bag from everybody, man.
Yeah, I don't know. That's wild.
Like when I saw this, I was like,
yeah, it's definitely a sellout move, but it's where everybody's going to go, man. It's all about money. And, this is another thing that people can complain about not paying athletes, because now you're going to put a sponsor on their chest, and they're not going to get a piece of that at all, but they're the ones representing the brand. It's a little weird area, because I can see this, I see this going the way of, EuroLeague basketball, where they have just patches all over the place, or, the whole jersey doesn't even say Michigan State on it. It's just going to say Rocket on it, which is cool for Rocket Watts, but nobody else on that team would look dope.
Look at the G League. A lot of these teams, it doesn't even say the team name anymore. You look at the Ignite team. They have StockX right on their jerseys, and it's sweet, because I love StockX and everybody over there. But you look at that, and it's just the Red Wings, for example. I love Matt Ishbia, but when you look, they don't even have the Red Wing on their helmet anymore. It just says UWM. It's smart for these companies, but it's crazy at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know if I love it, man, especially for amateur sports. Keep the sponsorship off the jersey and off the kids. You can put it on the field, put it in the arena, do whatever you got to do on that end. But once you start pimping out the kids, they should see a little bit of money on that.
And that's why I'm so happy we are where we are, where they're saying that they're going to be paying college athletes and they're going to be able to make money, because they should not be able to do that and not get rewarded for that. You're wearing this with the entire, especially that, Rocket Mortgage.
Right.
Jay Farner should be paying these athletes of Michigan State now, because they're all building their own brands. but not getting paid to do it and represent the company.
Right.
Yeah, everybody else making money hand over fist over these athletes. At least, kick back a couple of dollars to them or something.
Just a little bit.
I ain't saying nobody got to get athletes got to get multi-million-dollar contracts, but the fact that student athletes generate so much money for these universities and they're not taken care of in the way that they should be, just a little bit above what you're doing is something significant.
It is, but the best news about this, though, is Duke will not be in the March Madness tournament. And it's not just them, guys. The first time since 1975 that both Duke and Kentucky will miss the NCAA tournament.
NCAA or the ACC? They missing both?
The NCAA tournament. The entire tournament. This is the first time.
Yeah, it's the first time since 95 without Duke. But then you add in Kentucky, too. It's the first time since 75, 76.
Truthfully, though, obviously we don't because we weren't alive back then, but there's never been a time where you look at both of those teams, not even a number 1, 2, or 3 seed.
Right. Yeah, it's been a crazy year for the Blue Bloods, man. Even North Carolina, they're not going to come in. Like, traditionally for my bracket, what I always do is I pick North Carolina to win every year. Like, that's always been my safe play.
Safe bet.
Because they're normally in the Final Four. They're at least going to get you points in your bracket. And literally, you can ask my wife, every time we bet against each other, it's North Carolina going to the championship at some aspect. This year, I'm not touching North Carolina at all. Like, maybe into the Sweet 16, but I think even that is a stretch. So you got no Duke, no Kentucky, beat up North Carolina, beat up Michigan State. This is just a very weird time for college basketball. And I don't want to attribute all of it to COVID, but at the same time, there's got to be something that made this type of... for all these big programs to fall off. Like, there's got to be a coincidence somewhere, right?
Oh, yeah. And just looking at some notes, this is how we're talking about with Michigan State possibly having their streak snapped of going to the tournament. This move right here snaps Duke's consecutive streak of 24 straight NCAA tournament appearances.
Damn, son. Why? Why is it happening this year of all years? That's my question.
You know what? But to your point, I believe COVID does have an effect on this because, let's be real, fans make the game. Guys got to go out there and play. I'm not putting no asterisk on there because everybody's playing in the same conditions. But as much as they do affect fans, affect the game in pro sports, they definitely affect the game in college sports. Guys get, they shrivel up in the moment with them fans, going crazy and whatnot. So I believe that this is it's a different season. We still got to go with it, but yeah, I believe COVID definitely played an effect to that.
I mean, you look at the biggest teams, like what does Duke call them? Like the Cameron Crazies or something like that, their fan base, and then you look at the Izzo Zone and all these big teams. I've never been to any of those, but I watch them, and the camera spends more time in the student section than it does on the actual game. So there's something there.
So you think that home court advantage played so much into all these great teams over the past years that without them, they're not even going to make the NCAA tournament? Like that is, I get it. I understand the energy, but every team is dealing with that this year. Oh,
yeah. I just think I'm just thinking with going to places like the Breslin Center or Cameron Indoor Stadium, some of those guys, when they hear those fans, they can kind of get intimidated and shrivel up in the moment like, oh crap, the bright lights, the lights are really on you. I'm just thinking in some of those games, not all of them, but in some of those games, guys can shrivel up in the moment in those rivalry games because of that.
Yeah, well, there's got to be a coincidence somehow where Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina, and Michigan State have all fallen off this year. It's very strange.
With the toughest, craziest fans.
Right.
See, that's one thing that could affect it, but also you got to have the best announcer. Because if you got the best announcer, that could help you win. And you got to watch this video right here of Georgetown shocking the top seed of Villanova with freshman Dante Harris sinking 2 free throws to beat Nova by 1. But listen to this post-game.
Off the mark. Georgetown wins. Let's hear how it sounded. 106.7, the fan. Rip the knob off. Daniels across the timeline. Puts up a deep 3. Missed it. Hoyes win. Hoyes win. Hoyes win. Hoyes
Count these. 4, 5, 6.
Hoyes win. Hoyes win. Hoyes win. Hoyes win. Hoyes
Can we talk about Georgetown real quick? Because
Who the hell won?
He said that a million times.
22 times. So this got me thinking. I'm like watching this at first. I'm like, what a jerk. You're doing this for attention. But then I asked myself, if the Lions were to win just a playoff game, I would be doing that.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it, Joey.
Lions win. 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 And then I'd pass out.
I thought he looped that because it sounded the exact same every single time he said it. Like, Lions win, Lions win, Lions win, Lions win,
like a robot.
Lions win, Lions win. Like, I'm exhausted doing it 5 times. How did he get that out 22 times?
Yes.
he zoned out.
He really did zone out.
Lions win, Lions win, Lions win. That will be us come playoff time if the Lions ever do win.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
But, Corey, what were you going to say about Georgetown?
I think I know where he's going with this, and this might be my dumbass of the day, but go ahead.
Oh, if he's the dumbass of the day, let's save it.
It is.
Okay, let's save it.
But
then.
we could talk about it.
Yeah, we could touch on it.
Honestly, let's just play this clip right now too, because Corey wants to talk about it.
Okay. So, yeah, Georgetown, obviously, as you know, that is where Patrick Ewing went to college, had a prolific career, probably the best college center of all time, you could argue. And this is what happened. He's confused why nobody at Madison Square Garden knows who the hell he is.
But I do want to say one thing, though. I thought this was my building, and I feel terrible that I'm getting stopped, accosted, asking for passes. Everybody in this building should know who the hell I am. And I'm getting stopped. I can't move around this building. Like I was like, what the hell? Is this Madison Square Garden? I'm going to have to call Mr. Dolan and say, geez, is my number in the rafters or what?
All right, let's go to Bobby Bancroft.
Is my number in the rafters or what? Yeah, your number is, but not a picture of you. And these kids don't know who the hell you are, Patrick.
6'11", though. You got to know he's somebody.
I'm sorry. That is no excuse. That is just sad. How in the hell do you work at Madison Square Garden and not know who the hell Patrick Ewing is? Come
on, though. A lot of those people that work there are younger people.
See, you cannot anything from the 80s, Joey's like, it didn't happen.
You cannot tell me there's not a picture of Patrick Ewing in that damn place.
I know, but I mean, a lot of people, that's just their job, so you don't know who they cross. But I mean, first off, there's no excuse. Dude, 6'11", I don't care who that is. You know he played something.
But like Isaiah Thomas getting shoved out of the LCA or the Palace, like it just doesn't make sense. But
for him to come out and say that is worse than the person not knowing who he is.
What? Say what?
Coming out and saying, like, how do you not know who I am? Like, really?
He has a point.
I know.
What do you mean? How do you not know who Patrick Ewing is? I want to know.
You know damn well it was probably some old lady or some kid that has no clue about basketball.
Then they need to do some education, watch some game film, and understand the history of the building that they're working in.
I just have a hard time believing that you're in Madison Square Garden and there's not a photo of Patrick Ewing somewhere around there. Also, too, when you work in these arenas, and I've seen it, those security guards get like pictures of who's coming through and whatnot, and those badges. So how do you not know who Patrick Ewing is? Heck, Isaiah Thomas didn't play at LCA, and there his presence is in there.
There's still some old lady that probably does no clue who he is.
You know, Madison Square Garden has had issues with this in the past too, with James Dolan kicking out Charles Oakley. Like there's just been. Madison Square Garden's a weird place, man.
James Dolan, for some reason, does not like any of the former Knicks players. He is
because they accomplished something. Like, no, they won championships. They were relevant. Like the Knicks have been trash since the '90s. Since John Starks left, they've been trash. Like trash.
John Starks.
Yeah. That left-handed dunk, man, John Starks.
That is one of the greatest dunks ever.
Yeah, it really is because what was John Starks like 6'3"?
Yeah,
to take that up, and then wasn't that against the Bulls?
Yep, yeah. 3. I hate John Starks, but you got to give it to him. That dunk, he rose up and just flushed it.
Yep, and I bet you they don't know who John Starks is either.
They probably call security on his ass.
All right, we go over to the Detroit Red Wings now, and we got to give it up for. This got to be like the nice guy award, because if this was me that had this breakaway on an empty net, I'm shooting it. But there's Anthony Mantha, who did score in the game, passing up the puck. I almost said the ball. Passing up the puck to his teammate on that one.
Now, why do you do that? Why do you do it?
Just showing the love.
So
let him get a goal.
Did he need a triple-double or triple-double? Did he need like
hat
a hat
trick or something? Nothing. There was nothing out of that one.
So, okay. I mean, it's a nice gesture, but if there's really no purpose behind it, why do it?
Right.
I mean, I guess you're doubling up your points. You get the point for the assist, and you get the point for the goal, right?
Yeah,
because nobody scored even more than one goal yesterday, but Anthony Mantha did have a goal in that game. Just wanted to pass up the puck on that one. I don't know. The Pistons, I thought they were going to start the second half of the season on fire. The last 10 games, we have lost 8 of them, and the Pistons ended up losing again. But watch this play right here. The messiest play I've ever seen in basketball.
Oh, my God.
Just keep watching.
Keep watching. It's like little league
look
game.
at that laziness right there. Come on, Sekou.
That ball's slickery.
And
Plumlee with the block, though.
Look, it's crazy play there. But
so needless to say, when the Pistons are playing, take the under.
You know what's crazy? They even after that first half, they still had a chance to win that game. They came back and looked pretty good, but Scary Terry, man, he just those last 2 minutes, he just went. I don't know what happened. He just had an outer body experience and just shut the Pistons down.
Yeah, it's weird though because we've seen this almost every game. The Pistons, like they're competitive, but they're not competitive enough to win. They're just losing by small margins after either being up big, blowing the lead, or being down big and coming back and clawing back. And it's weird that I'm so comfortable with them losing.
Oh, yeah, because it was time for that lottery pick.
And I'm not normally that guy, but you're seeing. It's weird because you're seeing improvement as they lose. And I'm not used to seeing that. Normally it's like, oh, this team's trash. Like, they're not getting any better. They're getting older. But it's like, no, these guys are taking their lumps now, so they'll be better next year. And I'm okay with it for some reason. I think it's because I prepared myself going into the season that's going to be the type of year it's going to be. Listen, we're starting almost 3 rookies once Killian Hayes comes back. Like, this is going to be a growing curve year. And it literally has been. And I'm not disappointed by how they're playing because they are competitive. They're just not great yet.
You're probably on the same reason I am. You're seeing the potential. You're seeing that, hey, they're actually trying to build something here. It's not a whole bunch of veterans like Derrick Rose or Blake Griffin out there taking minutes from guys and losing games because of the veterans losing. Like a lot of those games early on, the vets lost those games, not the rookies. Now we're seeing the rookies take their lumps and they're learning, like you said, and hey, we and you had the same opinion going on about this season. I'm sick of the old guys out there. I want to see the younger guys go out there and take the L. So that way, if we're a lottery team, we're at least a lottery team with those guys getting time on the court and getting that experience.
That's what it is. It's like, I mean, the sad part about this is, we're still only about like 7 or 8 games away from being that 8th seed.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. But listen, we just had lost 8 out of the last 10 games. All we got to do is win 8 out of the next 10 games, and we're there.
Right.
That's all?
That's it?
That's really it.
Okay.
And all you got to do is spend 10.5 months, and you could have yourself a new career. I'm talking about Northwestern Tech, the heating and cooling school that works for you.
Transition king!
But for real, like, all you got to do is just go to for yourself right now, northwesterntech.edu. This is the HVAC school that works, and come on, this is the perfect time for you to just stop and learn and just start a new career for yourself. So go check them out, northwesterntech.edu. Northwestern Tech, the HVAC school that works.
And we're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, Dan Campbell going to look at Trey Lance today. Let's discuss that next on the Woodward Sports Network. I mean, we're inside Grove Green right now, and they have everything. I'm talking, you got your active air fans, you got your big lights over there, big pots, little pots, and Joey, what are you doing right now?
Get some sun.
That's not what those lights are for.
Feels nice.
Go to Grow Green MI today to get all your growing needs and a tan. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick. Our thermostat has been broken in the studio for about a week, and it is getting hot in here.
Listen, just like Northwestern Tech.
Yeah, where is Northwestern Tech?
Hey, open up these blinds. Come on.
No.
Blinds. I want the sun.
No more sun, man.
I want the sun.
But Northwestern Tech needs to come here and fix our heating and cooling. Like,
Hey, I trimmed up my arms though, so I'm trying to show them off.
how often do you have to trim?
I just
trim
do it.
all that.
This is hibernation season, so I just do it like once every 2 months, probably.
But for real, Joey is over there sweating right now.
I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm honestly dying right now.
Yeah, you are kind of, your forehead is kind of glistening.
Yeah.
You're the only one in the sun though, too.
Oh, that's right. That's
You're
messed
right
up.
by the window. You get that extra heat
That's
from the
why
window.
I'm dying. Look at my armpit sweats on there. Look at that. You can't make that up. That's pure sweat right
Joey
there.
took off his shirt and still has a sweater on.
So that's Joey. Always taking off his
Corey,
shirt.
you cool with me if I leave my shirt off, man?
Yeah, you gotta do
Whatever you got to do, man.
I mean, we still got an hour and 10 minutes to go. I do not want you to do the rest of the show with your shirt off. Like, oh, look at them pit stains.
Pit stains.
Good Lord. We got to get this fixed today, man. This is brutally hot in here
Man, can we get a
today.
student from there, Northwestern Tech, to come on out here?
I know. I may actually take off my suit coat. I haven't done that in a month.
The suit coat. I don't know how you're alive over there, Corey, with the hoodie on.
I mean, I'm used to it. I'm good.
So we'll be getting that fixed soon. But yeah, it's been very warm in here. I feel bad for the guys that are on after us, Bell and Baligian, or Baligian and Bell, and then the Hook, because come summertime at 3 to 5, it's gonna be smoking hot in here. So we got to get this HVAC stuff straightened out today.
It's gonna be another sunny day though, and I'm excited. 50 degrees, sun will be shining. What more do we really want right now?
For you to keep your shirt on. That's the only thing I want.
Besides
in life.
that, and a cookie. I know you want a cookie.
I do want a crumble cookie too as well. So yeah, thank you for that. So Dan Campbell, Motor City Dan Campbell is on the road today. And do you guys know where he is? He's visiting Trey Lance, is one of the top quarterback prospects in the draft. Guy who's kind of shot up the board. He's, a mobile quarterback. He plays South Dakota. Isn't that where he plays?
Something like that.
Something like that. Small college. What's up,
South
Fish?
Dakota State.
North Dakota State.
North Dakota State. I thought he played South Dakota State.
No, the other one.
Okay. All right. My bad.
This is a much bigger program.
Yeah, much bigger program. But either way, we are on the road looking at him today, which, you're going to scout everybody. And that's one thing that I do like about this structure that we have with the Lions so far. Like, they were out looking at Rashawn Slater, the offensive tackle, earlier in the week, and everyone kind of perked their ears up like, oh my God, they're going to take an offensive tackle. Well, now we're looking at a quarterback, and it's like, oh my God, they're going to take a quarterback at 7. What do you guys feel about Trey Lance? I know you, Corey, I know you, Joey, are a Justin Fields guy.
I am a Justin Fields guy, but to your question, what do I think about Trey Lance? I definitely do like him. I like his style. He's definitely got a great arm, and he's got a good build. But the biggest issue that I have with him is I haven't seen enough out of him to be able to risk this 7th pick on him. If this were something that would be able to be on the board a little bit later, like Adam always talks about Zach Wilson, how he could have been a 3rd or a 4th round pick. If there were quarterbacks like these that were able to slide a couple rounds past this, or maybe even 2nd round, I would be comfortable taking someone like him. Just not with that 1st round pick.
Yeah. Well, if you haven't seen a lot of him, we have some highlight videos of Trey Lance, and he is the dual threat quarterback that everybody wants, everybody desires. He's the guy that this is the type of offense that the NFL is moving forward.
That looks like Harrison, by the way, with those jerseys.
It does look like Farmington Hills Harrison. And that's where Fish went too. Didn't you go to Harrison, Fish?
Yes, I did.
I have a family member that went to Harrison. Apparently, he's a legend there. I've never seen him play. His name is Roy Granger. So if anybody is
the Grangers, yeah.
He said I've never seen him play.
I mean, he just talked about it at the family reunion. But anyway, about Trey Lance.
Look at him. He's got wheels.
He does.
He's a thick fella too. Look how thick this dude is. Oh, is this going to be a 99-yard touchdown run? Please let it be a 99-yard. Come on, break more tackles. Go, go, go. I could see myself rooting for him in a Lions uniform.
We shouldn't be shocked that Dan Campbell's going out there, because the reports are out there. Dan Campbell said that he prefers a mobile quarterback. Whether they take a mobile quarterback with that 7th pick remains to be seen. But you have to go out there and get your due diligence in and just see what he looks like with your own 2 eyes, instead of just looking at the highlight tape. And I believe they might be able to kind of talk to him or whatnot. But yeah, I would not. I wouldn't be mad if they did it, but I don't think that they necessarily have to go quarterback with that pick. I believe that Goff is good enough where the Lions can build around him, address other needs with that number 7 overall pick, or hopefully what I really want is them to trade back and get more picks, because as much as I like Lance, I don't think I'm with Joey. You know what, Joey kind of turned me around on one point. I don't know if I would go 7 with him. Not because I like Justin Fields more, but just because of the fact that Goff is good enough to go ahead and, for this team for the next couple of years.
Yeah, the fact that they're looking at Trey Lance today, I wonder if they're going to go check out Zach Wilson, or if the Zach Wilson, they're just like, no, because he's never going to fall to number 7. I
think they might go look at him, but I don't think he falls.
Yeah, no, to me, Zach Wilson is going to be a top 3 pick no matter what this year, out of nowhere, too, which is crazy. But also, Trey Lance is kind of out of nowhere, too. He didn't have a very good season this year at all, but he's blown up.
How? Like, what? Like, it's so weird. Has this... Because honestly, like, I haven't paid this close of attention to an NFL draft like I have this year.
Right.
In previous drafts, like, for real, I'm asking a question to you guys. Has there been players popping up out of nowhere like it is this season with quarterbacks?
Not with a specific quarterback position. I've seen like 2 quarterbacks become like the talk of the draft, but to see 5 potentially go in the top 15 is crazy to me. Like, I've never seen a run like this. But we're also at a point in the league where a lot of old guys are falling off, and a lot of people are trying to find their new way and get the fit. Like, look at what the Arizona Cardinals did a couple years ago. They draft Josh Rosen in the first round with the new head coach. And then they're like, yeah, that didn't work. We're going to take Kyler Murray with the number 1 overall pick the next year.
Well, to your point, the older guys are moving out. The tide is changing. The mobile quarterback is becoming the way of the future. So I believe a Zach Wilson or a Trey Lance shot up, not because they've had the greatest seasons, it's because of their potential and being able to groom them and build them along the way. So eventually they can become that guy. And Trey Lance has it all. He does. I would like to see that, that accuracy get a little bit better. But as far as being an athlete, of the quarterbacks, he might be the best athlete.
Yeah, I mean, outside of Trevor Lawrence. Like, when we're having this conversation.
Well, Trevor Lawrence is a better quarterback. I'm talking about, like, just an athlete. Like,
Trevor Lawrence is an athlete, too, though. The boy can run, he can pass. Like, he's an athlete, too. But, yeah, Trey Lance seems to be the biggest upside, I guess, if you're looking at it. But he also is the biggest kind of project. He's the most unfinished of all the top quarterbacks that they're talking about. Mac Jones, probably the most polished, but by far the least mobile. And that's why he's talked about as maybe the 4th or 5th best quarterback in this class, when traditionally, if he was coming out maybe 5 years ago, he'd be a number 1 overall pick potentially.
True. Very, 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 very true. I'm trying to figure out what team would Mac Jones go to. Where the Broncos, maybe?
Where they don't need a mobile quarterback? Probably. I mean, the Saints would be good.
Yeah.
It's not like Drew Brees is mobile at all. So, like, I'm trying to, really, the Patriots probably could use Mac Jones to the best of his ability.
Speaking of the Patriots, that deal with Cam.
Yeah.
1 year, $14 million.
So they're like invested in Cam.
Now, I mean, I'm reading more.
That's not backup numbers.
Yeah, that's not backup money.
That's starter number money right there.
It's quite the 180. Remember, they said they were parting ways with them, so that's quite the 180.
So they do not need a quarterback anymore.
I'm trying to figure this out. None of this makes any sense. The only thing I can make is, okay, they promised him, it's kind of like Ice Cube back in the day. Do the first album for cheap, the next one will cash you out on. And that's what's happening with Cam Newton. They did the first year for cheap. The second year he's cashing out on. But it's not a long-term contract, so they're not married to him. I could still see them going quarterback in this draft and then just sitting on Cam Newton for a year.
I mean, you got to realize when you look around the league, especially with their draft pick, there's no quarterbacks for them available. So they kind of have to do this, especially for one season, to have a quarterback in place.
Yeah, what are they sitting, 16? 15?
Pretty sure. It's definitely in the mid-10s right there.
Yeah, let me look that up
real quick. I mean, realistically, there's no other quarterbacks unless you're top 5, maybe top 10 teams in this draft. You're not getting one of the best quarterbacks.
Right.
Mac Jones could drop a little bit, but I wouldn't say Mac Jones is that starting quarterback. I mean, a one-year deal, that kind of money, you're not looking to bench him.
Yeah, the Patriots are sitting at 15, so they could land a Mac Jones there.
But Mac Jones, you think that's the way you want to go as a starting quarterback?
I mean, he did pretty well at Alabama. Devontae Smith didn't put up those numbers with nobody throwing him the ball.
I would put up those numbers if I was a quarterback there.
You think so?
Hell yeah, you got Jalen Waddle and you got Devontae Smith. You know damn well third receiver, fourth receiver, fifth receiver is going to be in the same position of us talking about the best receivers in college football.
Yeah, but it's also kind of more of a pro-style offense, so, like, you know, he can transition a little bit easier to the NFL because he's already making read progressions, and he's always doing that. I don't know. I could see Bill Belichick turning him into a solid quarterback and, you know, him finding his way in the Patriot system because look what Tom Brady did, probably the least mobile quarterback of our generation. And, dude, didn't have to move much.
Do you think if he got a quarterback, because obviously, I mean, you look at Tom Brady and Mac Jones, similar style, you know, they're just the pro style, sit in the pocket, throw dimes, quarterback.
Yeah.
Do you think he could turn him into a mini Tom Brady?
Yeah, I think so. He fits the mold.
I think he can turn him into a good quarterback. I'm not putting nobody anywhere close to.
Well, yeah,
I know what you mean.
He said mini Tom Brady.
I have to say mini, not a Tom Brady.
Not Tom
mini
Brady.
Tom Brady.
I'll say tiny.
Tom Brady the fifth. Let's put that.
There we go.
So Dan Campbell is out looking at Trey Lance today. We'll get a report on that. I'm sure they'll do a press conference or update us on how that went later. Corey will have all that breaking news. And one thing we want to talk about when we talk about Dan Campbell, that True Alpha t-shirt that we got up now at the Woodward Sports Store. Go to woodwardsports.com, click on store, and this True Alpha, I love the design on this. Justin killed it putting Dan Campbell with a Lions mane.
Beautiful.
And that's available right now. Go to woodwardsports.com, click on store, and it's the first thing up there that you can get. We also got the Dan Campbell Wheaties box, and we got the Big Deke Energy for Sadiq Bey, and other nice Woodward Sports apparel like Corey was wearing yesterday, his hoodie. So, yeah, make sure you go to woodwardsports.com and grab that t-shirt right now. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Anthony Broome, is he on the line?
Yep.
Anthony Broome from Maize and Brew, SB Nation, is on the line, and we're going to talk to him next about Michigan basketball and just Michigan in general. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys, and ladies, this is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network. This is the Morning Woodward Show on Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick. We got Corey in here. We got Joey. We got Fish. We got Alex 2.0 over there in the producer land. And we have a special guest today. Corey, you kind of set this up, so I'm going to let you introduce him.
Hey, you know, I've got to know him over the past couple of seasons covering Michigan sports, and just a really great guy and really knowledgeable about all things Michigan, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, whatever. He's the guy that you definitely want to go to and follow his Twitter, Anthony T. Broome on Twitter. So I reached out to him and I said, hey, how would you like to just, come along and talk to us about Michigan basketball before the game Friday? And he was just like, hey, let's do it. So
nice. So he didn't stand us up like Jimmy King. That's nice of him.
For real, though. What up, Jimmy? Saying he'll be here Monday. We'll see.
So let's bring him on now. Anthony, are you there?
I'm here. Wow, I'm blushing over here. Corey's buttering me up this morning. But, yeah, good to be here with you guys. Good to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate you being a part of this. I know you're probably very excited for the game coming up at 11:30. What is your take on what Michigan needs to do, how this game is going to go? And, just give us your opinion, and we'll just chop it up for a second.
Well, you said it. Game at 11:30. Morning basketball is always welcome for me. We're getting to the point of the year where it's sun up to sundown, where we're just watching games. And, yeah, for Michigan, it's all about, what's the elephant in the room? There's no Eli Brooks. We don't know what this team is going to look like without him. In the two games that he didn't I mean, he played in the Michigan State game on Sunday, but goes out with the ankle injury. They didn't have him for the Minnesota game, excuse me. And in both of those games, for most of them, not so much the Michigan State game because they did fight back, but this is a team that they couldn't move the ball much offensively. There were some lapses defensively. So he's a guy that his impact on this team has a much bigger role to play than what the box score says about what he does. So that's the biggest storyline for me. I mean, you saw the 2 games this year weren't particularly close between Michigan and Maryland. The one game, they just let Hunter Dickinson do whatever he wanted to do, and that didn't work for them. The second game, they tried doubling him a little bit more, and Hunter Dickinson still kind of did what he has done to a lot of teams this year. So I think that's the biggest key, but it's just the biggest thing I'm looking for today. And it's not even, I mean, Michigan, I'm not sure there's anything they could do this weekend that takes them off the 1 seed line. So this is more if Eli Brooks remains out. Again, he's been in a walking boot. Could be day-to-day. It could be a couple weeks. We don't really know. The fact that there hasn't been a concrete update gives me some optimism that he can probably return at some point in the NCAA tournament. But today and really this weekend is all about how Michigan's able to adjust to life without Eli Brooks. And given that they will have had 4 or 5 days of prep without him, I think that you will see a team that's ready to go without him today.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about Eli. You went right into it. So do you think honestly, do you think there's any chance he comes back at any time, like during this season or during the tournament? To follow up with that, if he is healthy, what do you think they should do with them? Go ahead and let him play during this tournament, during the Big Ten tournament, or kind of like just bring him back along during the big one?
He's not going to sit around and wait for the right time. I mean, I think as soon as he's able to get out there and be mobile, even if it's just at 85, 90%, I think that's something that they'll look at. I know that I don't know the severity of what the injury is or what happened on Sunday, but anytime you have to be physically carried off the floor, I'm not a doctor, but to me that points to maybe this is a couple-week thing. And like I said, there's not really a whole lot that I think they could do this weekend outside of preparing the contingency plan and getting more time for Chauncey Brown, getting Zeb Jackson a little bit more run, tinkering with those lineups a little bit. Outside of that, I don't know. And again, you want to hang as many banners as you can. They've put in the work to do that this year. But I don't know if there's anything they can do that's going to make them not be a 1 seed. So, if you're projecting, you can probably afford to not have him this weekend. If you're a 1 seed playing a 16, unless you're Virginia from 2 years ago, you can probably weather not having him against a 16 seed. And then, what happens after that is, contingent on the type of matchup that you're in. So this will be a good test on Friday for them because I think Maryland gives you the caliber of a team that you might see as one of those 8 or 9 seeds in the NCAA tournament. So this will be a test to see how much Michigan suffers without that type of guy against a team that you'll probably see in that second round of the NCAA tournament, at least from a makeup standpoint. So again, if it were me, knowing, and again, I don't have any access to the medical reports or anything, I'd probably bank on having him back around Sweet 16 time. You got to get there first. Michigan hasn't played that well without him, but if you can get through that first weekend of the NCAA tournament without him, I think that you're going to be in semi-decent shape moving forward.
Anthony, it's Stick here. So Michigan over the past 4 games that they've played really haven't been super impressive, and really I don't know if they've trailed off, like kind of looking forward to the tournaments once they locked in the Big Ten championship. They just took it easy against Michigan State. Do you have any concerns about that loss to Illinois and about that loss to Michigan State heading into the tournament?
Sure, there are concerns there. I think the biggest of which is that it goes beyond what you see in the box score of those 2 games. Is I don't think Michigan played well, and I don't think they played especially hard in those games. Now, there's a lot to do with some of that. I mean, when Michigan and Michigan State played a week ago yesterday, that was, I believe, the 7th game in 14 days for both of those teams, or 6 games. So you're Michigan, right? Your season gets shut down for 3 weeks. And there's a mental fatigue that comes with that because there's no there was no open gym. There was no shoot around. There was no getting workouts in. We were literally talking about guys jogging in place in their dorms, working with resistant bands. Haven't touched a basketball in 3 weeks. So to come out of that and really to come out and play as well as they did, you start at Wisconsin, you play that Ohio State game. That was so, I won't say unexpected, but such a pleasant surprise for them. And I think at a certain point over the last, week or so, you did see it start to catch up with them a little bit. It just looked, they were a step slow on each end of the floor. And, that's no excuse. You come out and you have to play hard every time you take the court. But yeah, there's a little bit of, especially with the fan base, there's a little bit of a, Icarus flying too close to the sun, like you don't want to get burned type thing. And now with what's gone on in the last week or so, with losing the 2 of the last 3 to end the regular season, I think now it puts, everyone was like, okay, this is a Final Four team. This is a team that can win it all. Now, it's not healthy as a fan base to go into March thinking that you're going to win a national title. So you got to add a little tinge of that anxiety that your season could end at any single moment. So I guess from that standpoint, mission accomplished. So, but there's a little bit of concern there. And that's where this game today is a really fascinating test, even if it might not be the most interesting opponent that they could see this weekend.
What concerns me about what you just said is it doesn't seem like it was an X's and O's issue. It was more of a effort issue. I know you said that there were some extenuating circumstances with working out in dorm rooms and stuff like that. Do you think that's on Juwan Howard to get his guys hyped for games that necessarily they don't need to get hyped for? Like, to me, that's an indication of coaching not preparing the team to be ready for those big games.
That's a loaded question. I would say I don't think they lack preparation. I don't think they lack the get up or the desire to play any of these games. I think we're the biggest, like I said, it's just that fatigue catching up. And you're, to a certain extent, you're right. Like, there's Isaiah Livers is a senior. Eli Brooks is a senior. Mike Smith is a senior. Franz Wagner, this is probably his last go round at Michigan. So what's particularly concerning is that with everything that had gone on, the talk between Michigan and Illinois, and that game last week, to come out and get punked on your home floor, that's kind of a rough look. And that's not a game that you should need the bulletin board material to get up for or anything like that. So yeah, that is concerning. I would say that over the course of a season, you're, I won't say guaranteed or owed, but those games are going to happen. Now for Michigan, it just happened that, it's really the Illinois game. The Michigan State game from a couple of days ago doesn't bother me or really, I think, any fans as much, given that Michigan State just played better. I think they made more shots. Michigan was still defending fairly well. They didn't play great offensively, but Michigan State went out and earned that game the other day. It's where you come out and get against Illinois and you just get out hustled. They're getting all the loose balls. They're out rebounding you. And let's call it what it is too. I mean, Illinois is also another one of those teams that is a national title contender, and they say have a claim to being the Big Ten champion. But the record book will say otherwise. But to come out in that type of game and play that way, yeah, it is concerning. There's no doubt about that.
I'm going to go kind of change subjects a little bit, but still sticking on Michigan. There's been talks about Juwan Howard and when he's going to eventually leave the program and go jump to the pros. Do you think that if Michigan runs the table this season and he gets any of those offers, do you think he entertains any of those offers, or does he stay with Michigan and continue to build that program, especially with those next recruiting classes that he has coming in?
Yeah, that's a good question. It kind of it echoes what they've dealt with the football coach, although obviously much different and a lot better outcomes for the basketball program. But these are things that are just going to be there because of what his background is, because of how much time he spent in the NBA, because of how much time he spent on the bench with Eric Spoelstra. So it's, to me, he's got his son Jace is on the team right now. It's likely that the other son, who's a top 50 recruit, Jet, will be at Michigan for 2022 class. A couple guys. I think that he's a very task at hand type of guy and an unfinished business type of guy. And I think to a certain extent, there's a part of him that, given those teams that he was on in the early 90s couldn't win a national title, with what he's building at Michigan, I kind of feel like that clock of, all right, is Juwan going to start entertaining some other offers? That probably doesn't start until, and I can't say it won't happen unless they win a national title, but I would say after some sustained success, maybe he starts seriously considering that. I also think that Michigan's going to pay him pretty much whatever he wants to stick around if he keeps doing this. So, again, it's so tough to say. Those are conversations that it seems like every offseason we'll probably start having. I mean, even I believe last offseason someone's name popped up. Juwan hadn't even coached in a March Madness that his name was popping up for an NBA gig. So, again, it's going to be there. I would caution people again. Like, I don't feel like him being there is like borrowed time or where you're just buying time for him to get an NBA job. I think at some point he probably would like to explore that avenue, but there's a lot of he's beyond thrilled with his situation and what's going on there. That I guess if they win the national title, I guess all bets are off. But he's been a guy that's been big on building a culture and building something that has sustainability to it. So I just, unless there's an offer that blows him away, or Eric Spoelstra, just disappears like the Thanos snap or whatever. And the Miami Heat job. I personally don't see it happening after this year. So.
Yeah, we actually kind of talked about that yesterday, is that Juwan's a different case than a lot of these college coaches who just went straight to college and, are always peering over the fence at the NBA. He spent a ton of time on the NBA bench. He spent a ton of time in the NBA. So I think he knows what he's missing right now, and he also knows how good it is that he has it right now, especially with the run that they've been on. And I don't see him leaving Michigan anytime soon. I hope they re-sign him to a massive contract. As far as the fans, you mentioned that everybody's feeling a little bit, not unconfident, but definitely not overconfident going into the tournament. What is the vibe of the Michigan fan base right now for this team?
Last 7 days or so sobered everyone up a little bit. We're not quite as everyone's not quite as high off of the product as they were, but everyone knows, like, in the right set of circumstances, this absolutely can still. I still am of the belief that with no or a limited Eli Brooks, I think this team can still make a run. They've one of the biggest things they've had going for them is depth, and now you get a chance to flex it a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of teams in the Big Ten where I think you lose, your starting two guard and your season's over. I don't think that's the case here. Now you want him back, but. I think Michigan fans are definitely weary because, I mean, you're not the same team without Eli Brooks. So, again, this is where I think people are going to have a better idea of how they feel. I don't want to say people are sweating out this game on Friday here, but there certainly seems to be like a hesitance to predict what's going to happen or what we might see out of this game. So, I think after we're going to know a little bit more, and I think you're going to have a better idea of what the vibe is after this game is over. Because I think if you do win a game like this against Maryland and are able to do so somewhat comfortably, I think it does kind of chill you out a little bit in that, okay, I think that if we have to play without Eli Brooks the first weekend of the tournament, I think they can stomach that. So that's what's on the line Friday, really. I mean, even if they lose and still play well, you could make that argument too. But yeah, the vibe is, I mean, I think people were, were feeling the team of destiny thing, and then,
right.
Destiny strikes back. And so that's where it's leveled out a little bit. I don't want to say, I mean, again, we know how Michigan fans are.
This team could be better than the Fab Five like last week, and now it's like, well, that's not even close to happening.
See, without Eli, though, we could do that. But, Anthony, I got one question for you. So, once again, Anthony Broome, SB Nation's Maize and Brew on with us. Eli Brooks, I know that one, hopefully we get to see him, but we might not. But what about Franz Wagner? Because at the end of the game against MSU, the dude had a little mysterious injury that we got to talk about. Is he good?
I think he's good. He spoke to the media the other day. There didn't seem to be any. I don't even think anyone even asked him about an injury. The one thing about the Wagners, and this is him and his brother, and again, I'll choose my words carefully here. Let's just say they could, if they didn't play basketball, they could be like Academy Award-winning actors. They do like to, they're dramatic guys. So I do think that maybe, again, I'm just speculating here, but that injury that we saw on Sunday, I think it may have just been, he may have rolled up on something, and then the adrenaline of, missing a shot at the end of the game or whatever it was. Like, I just don't. It seems like a non-issue. Seems ready to go. Like I said, there hasn't been a whisper about an injury since that little video clip went viral on Sunday. So he's good to go. They're minus Eli Brooks. I think everyone's about as good as they can be.
Anthony, we're about a little bit over 2 hours away from the game. Where do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to go out there and it's going to be a close game against Maryland? Or do you think they're going to go out there and punch them in the mouth like the past couple of times they played them?
Yeah, well, I do think they'll win this game. And would I be surprised if they came out and punched them in the mouth and made some kind of statement without Eli Brooks? No, I wouldn't be, because for the most part, every test that they've faced this year has been, they've passed it pretty thoroughly for the most part. They haven't played a ton of close games. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they came out and did that. I do think it will be more of one of those, like, survive and advance, hit some free throws at the end and get out of there type of games, because I do think Michigan's still kind of figuring it out. But they will be figuring it out without Eli Brooks. So, I mean, I know Kempom has them winning by, I think, 7 or 8. That sounds about right to me. I don't think that – I mean, Maryland has the type of team that if they can get hot from the outside, that could be a problem. But they're playing in a football stadium, and we know – I mean, if you've watched any of these Big Ten tournament games so far, the outside shooting hasn't been great. So that's also what Michigan has going in its favor too. I mean, if Maryland decides they're going to double Dickinson down in the post, he's got to make those outlet passes out to the perimeter. And if Michigan's not shooting well, that could be a problem too. But I do think that the 4 or 5 days off that they've had, I think that a couple days of practice with, like I said, getting those reps for Shawnee Brown, getting those reps for Zeb Jackson, I think that they'll be okay. And quite frankly, Eli, without Eli Brooks, they're just a better basketball team still than Maryland is. So I think it will be probably like a 6, 7, 8 point win, but nothing would surprise me. But I do think that they will win the game.
Yeah, the whole panel this morning pretty much said the same thing. I think we're all in agreement that it's going to be a double-digit victory for Michigan. I feel like Michigan got comfortable near the end of the season, and now they're actually going to turn it on as they were looking forward to these tournaments. Like, they got bored during the regular season. So hopefully that's the Michigan team we see come out today and dominate Maryland in every facet of the game. They're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, they're better athletes. So hopefully Michigan can pull out the victory. Anthony Broome from SB Nation Maize and Brew is on with us right now. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Anthony. We appreciate the insight and everything that you got going on, and you're welcome back on anytime you want, man.
Of course. If Corey's going to butter me up, you have my ear whenever. So, cool. I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We got to give a shout out to Levels Provisioning Center in Ferndale. They're not quite open yet, but when they open, my goodness, is the game going to change for dispensaries in southeastern Michigan and then eventually all over Michigan, because they're going crazy opening these stores. And they're absolutely beautiful, great product, great service, and great people that we know personally that are opening up this store. And I would never turn you to somebody that I wouldn't go to myself. So Levels Provisioning Center, you can follow them right now on Instagram at Enjoy Levels. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to play a fun game about everybody at this network. Fish kind of brought this up yesterday, so we're going to involve Fish on this conversation too. We'll be right back.
Hey, Joey, are the cookies ready?
Uh-huh.
Joey. Why is one missing?
I walked on the floor.
Joey, open your mouth.
Dang it, I got busted, but that was so worth it. I'm here at Crumble Cookies off of Rochester Road, right by the Imagine Theaters, and I'll tell you, these are the best cookies I've ever had in my entire life. I am not exaggerating, so come try them out. Free Cookie Day this Friday.
Free Cookie Day this Friday. Joey, when you heading out there?
Today,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
be
know
there.
today.
4 to 6 o'clock is
4
when
to
I'll be
6 is
there.
when you're there?
Can I actually? I should lie. I gotta be there at noon, guys. I gotta be there at noon. It's a noon to 6 appearance. I'm sorry, new advertiser. I gotta take care of them.
Yeah, man. It's a 6-hour remote. That should be fun.
Yeah.
Free
I
cookies,
just got the
baby.
text. Look at that. I gotta be there at 11. My bad.
Joey's
My
out.
bad.
See ya. Have a good day. So it's Friday. It's kind of a loose day around here. We talked about the Big Ten tournament, Michigan State, what's going on for the rest of the day today. Dan Campbell visiting Trey Lance. Those are all the big stories in Detroit right now, right? So let's have a little bit of fun. Yesterday, Fish was talking, and we were discussing if you had to be stuck on a deserted island with anybody from the Woodward Sports Network, who would you take with you? And it was just a conversation in passing. But Fish had some very interesting selections on who he would want on his island. And Fish, you actually gave 3 names, correct?
Yeah, I think when we did this a week or whatever, I think you brought up 3 or 4 people that we could bring on the island.
Yeah, and who were your selections that you'd want to bring on the island for Fish?
There were Stick, Art, and Maz.
Yeah, I think that's a great lineup, man.
And Maz.
Maz was what I was like, Maz, really? And why do you love Maz? And if you don't know, Maz is on the hook every day, 3 to 5 with Darren McCarty and Pilar. But why Maz?
He's just a really funny guy, and you never know what he's going to say at any moment.
He is a funny guy, and he's got great stories. Like, great stories. You know how many Super Bowls Maz has been to?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Really?
Good stories. Yeah.
How many has he really been to?
I don't know, but he was saying at least 3 yesterday, right?
Yeah, he said about a good 3,
Yeah, at least 3. So, Joey, my question to you. Out of everybody that works at Woodward Sports, and actually everybody that's watching right now, get involved in the chat. If you had to be on a deserted island, give us 1 person or 2 people from Woodward Sports that you would want to bring with you. That's the only person you're allowed to have on the island with you.
I'm going to go with 1.
Who?
And I'm going to pick the only female of our network, Pilar.
You're going to take Pilar?
Pilar from the hook. She hosts every single day, 3 to 5 p.m. I feel like Pilar, there's so much that I don't know about what she's done because she's accomplished so much. I mean, found out the other day that she was with ESPN. I mean, she was a Deal or No Deal girl. That's my favorite show, so I want to ask her so many questions about that. And there's just a lot that she's done in her career that I feel like would be cool. You know, Maz would be a tough one because that dude talks a lot.
You'd have great story time with Maz, though.
Yeah.
Definitely great story time. What about you, Corey? If you could take 1 person or 2 people from the network with you on a deserted island, or you had to, not saying you're going to, who would you take?
Okay, you said 1 or 2, so now you say 2. It makes it a little bit easier because I was going to choose between you or D-Mac.
Hey!
D-Mac, huh? You can handle D-Mac story time?
I mean, first off, here's my reasoning. D-Mac and Stick, they're both going to bring herbal remedy. So I mean that alone gets them a vote. And then with Stick, me and Stick can just go back and forth arguing about sports and then sharing a love for the hate of LeBron.
Yes.
But on D-Mac's side, me and D-Mac can just talk smack about pro wrestling all day. So
it's a good balance there, man. And we got to talk, Alex, you really haven't been on the microphone at all since you started working for us, 3 weeks ago now? You're 3 weeks in. That's crazy already.
Something like that, yeah.
So for everybody who's just watching and doesn't know Alex, this is Alex. He is going to be doing a lot of our production in the morning. He handles all the videos and whatnot. Alex, you've only been here a short amount of time, but in your short amount of time, is there anybody from this network that you'd take with you onto a deserted island?
I would say maybe Darren McCarty.
Everybody loves D-Mac, man.
Yeah.
He's a character. D-Mac's the man, too. And you know you're protected from against anything that hops out on that deserted island.
Right, that's one of the main factors.
That's the protection. What you got, Fish?
Does Terry Foster count as this on the network? Does he count?
He doesn't technically work for us, but he does hang out with us. So yeah, I'd say Terry's a part of it.
All right, I'd bring him on the island.
Yeah, Terry's got great stories too. Alex, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Where are you from? What got you into sports? Like all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I'm from Livonia. I'm a graduate of Lawrence Tech. Like you said, I joined about 2 weeks ago. I'm a audio and video producer, editor, and I just wanted to join Woodward because it's a new company. I want to be involved in the sports market, so I thought it was a really cool opportunity.
Yeah, I actually met Alex when I was doing color commentary for Orchard Lake St. Mary's basketball game. Alex does the production for that as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and that's where we were able to find him. But yeah, I just wanted to introduce you because people have been seeing you on the cam every once in a while. It's usually Adam talking over your shoulder into a microphone, but Adam's not here this morning, so we wanted to let everybody know this is Alex. Some call him Alex 2.0 because we already have an intern named Alex, but you're just going to be Alex to me. So thanks for being a part of this, man. You're doing a great job with all the videos and whatnot. Now, if I was on a deserted island, this is where it gets a little tricky. What's up, Fish?
Breaking news, the Georgia Tech-Virginia game has been canceled.
Oh, wow. COVID?
Yes, I think it is in the Virginia program.
Damn. Okay. Ooh. Well, that changes some people's brackets.
All these tournaments are going to be jacked right now.
That's why they're all going to, like, all the teams are going to Indy to stay there. Like, they're not letting them out. It's going to be like a bubble for all these teams.
My favorite is yesterday with the Duke game, how they say it was the game canceled due to COVID is the reason that Duke's out. No, the team's trash. That's why that team is out.
Right.
COVID got nothing to do with that. Your team is trash, Duke.
Okay, I'm sitting over here thinking about who I would want to bring. I mean, I don't want to disrespect anybody, so I don't want to give this answer.
Screw that. You got to pick someone. It's a deserted island. You don't got to look at anybody else ever again.
If I could pick two people that work at this network, I would probably take Art. Definitely Art. Fish is on the cusp. Corey's on the cusp. But I'm gonna. You know what? I also, with you, I want to take a girl to the island. And you said Pilar's the only girl that works for this network. Not true. Kennedy.
Oh, yeah, Kennedy. Yeah,
Kennedy seems like so fun.
Kennedy, oh, man. Like right now, too, she just went through this breakup. Sorry, Kennedy. There's two amazing women that we got.
Yeah.
But, dude, Kennedy these last 2 weeks has been so fun to talk to because her talking with this breakup that she's going through.
Right, and her TikToks are fun. She's a party girl, and you need that liveliness on the island.
I didn't know she was that funny.
She's hilarious.
I'm like, what? She's hilarious.
Dude, hilarious.
Yeah, no.
So who are you picking?
I'm picking, I'll take Kennedy and Art.
Kennedy and Art.
That would be a hilarious time. Except Art, I don't know, man.
Yeah, you got to deal with the emotions. I
love Art, but damn,
that's an
man.
Emotional-ass island right there.
I ended up drowning him in the ocean by the end of it. Fish would be fun to take. I mean, everybody in this room I absolutely love and adore, and I would love to spend time on an island with you guys. But, yeah, if I had to be stuck there, see, then I'm thinking about survival, and I'm thinking about, like, we got to build shelters and stuff. And do I really want Art bitching the whole time that he's got to pick up bamboo and, make beds and stuff like that?
Why do I got to pick up the bamboo?
I tell you, you're only making me pick up the bamboo because you're so tall. Those things have nothing to do with each other, Art. But that's who I would pick to be on the island. And honestly, anybody here would be great. Sean, because, you'd have good barbecue all day long.
Oh.
Joik, if you want to talk about getting shit done and building stuff, Joik is just an absolute monster.
Yeah, Joik ain't doing shit, though. he's sitting back. Go ahead, Stick. You good?
Yeah, you good?
You good? All right.
You got that tree you can't lift? I could, but, you look like an ass.
I bet you can't lift it, so go ahead. I'm going to let you do it.
And then D-Mac would be amazing because, like we said, protection, and D-Mac just has incredible stories and great weed. Maz would be amazing because he's like a father figure, and he would be very comforting to have on the island. Pilar would be amazing because, like you said, we don't know a ton about Pilar yet because she's relatively new to the network, but she seems like a fun girl. She seems like she knows, how to talk and talk sports, and I love that. Yeah, I'm trying to run down the whole network. Like Nick Leach would be fun to party with. Even Ben from Origins. The Canacast guys would be amazing. The Sneaker Pod guys would be the Sneaker Pod guys.
Nah, African Caesar seems pretty boring. No,
Yeah, right.
Dude, that would be sweet. Imagine like all the shoes. Dude, he's got cool stories too. That's what I love. And you can listen to the show tomorrow morning, actually.
Yeah.
He's got
10 to
so many cool stories of where he's been and where this shoe world, because the shoe industry is probably one of the biggest industries to be a part of.
Yeah, for sure.
One of my friends from down in Houston, he was talking about those guys. He the other day, he was like, "Yo, that's a really big, huge thing for your guys' network," because he said those guys are internationally known and their plugs are deep. So because he's a sneakerhead himself and he does his own sneaker blog, so when he hit me up just personally, it's like, "Hey, good land on them."
Yeah, and if you don't know what we're talking about, it's the Sneaker Box Podcast. It's live Saturdays, 10 to noon, right here on the Woodward Sports Network. So make sure you're watching tomorrow morning. They go over all sneakers, and there's a bunch of funny guys. So what you got, Fishy?
There's one name that none of you said.
Who?
And I don't know if it surprised me too much. Adam.
I would take Adam.
None of you said Adam.
I mean, you know Adam's the hardest damn worker, so you're going to get shit done.
Oh, yeah. He would do every and anything that you need on that island. So Adam would be a good one. But I mean, we were just talking about one person. And it's like, for me, I'm looking at it as an opportunity to get to know someone a little bit better. And it's like, I feel like I already know all of you in the room really well.
Right. So you want to get to know Pilar?
Yeah.
Man. All right, Joey. Well, good for you, man. Thanks for not including me on your island trip.
Here we go again.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't include him
Joey
on that.
mentioned his best friend yesterday, and it's not me again.
I said one of my best friends. I did say best friend.
You did say best
I
friend.
did say best friend. I can't lie.
So, yeah, if you guys got an opinion about who on the network you'd want to bring, like looking at the chat right now, what are we seeing? We're seeing a lot of Fish. A lot of people would like to bring Fish, which would be amazing. A lot of people would like to bring Corey, which would be awesome. Adam is in the selection on YouTube and Facebook. So, yeah, Adam would slam the island and break the table. Like, Adam would be fun because he does kill live animals and he knows how to gut them and cook them really well. So your survival instincts would be right there. So, yeah, that's who I'm taking. I'm gonna take Art, and I'm gonna take Kennedy. That's my selection.
That's
One more
a good
time,
squad.
Joey. Who are yours?
Pilar.
And who do you got?
I got you, and I got D-Mac.
Fish, who you got one more time?
2 people. All right, I'll go Maz and Stick.
Yeah, and Alex, one more time for you. Who are you bringing to your island? You don't really know us all that well, so this will be fun.
I said D-Mac.
D-Mac, yep, D-Mac for sure. Like I said, if you want to know, if you got a comment, you want to tell us who you would take, let us know. Yeah, you can't forget about Speakeasy, too. Easy be fun to party with on an island. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got Joey's News.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Drug Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, mate.
Oh, Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand. Pour that out.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's News. Let's get
Let's
into
go.
Joey's News. Joey, give us the updated trending things that happened yesterday and are going to happen today.
Michigan State basketball got the booties beat by Maryland yesterday, and now Maryland is moving on in the Big Ten tournament, taking on Michigan at 11:30 this morning. And this right here is a clip of what I wanted to see, another rematch, because you see that final score right there. Michigan State beat Michigan in that last game. Then I needed to break this series. I don't like 1-1.
Right.
This sucks, but whatever. Duke will not be in the March Madness tournament. And you guys ready for a crazy stat? Since 1975, both Duke and Kentucky has made every single tournament. So this is the first time since 1975 that both Duke and Kentucky won't be in the NCAA tournament.
That is crazy. That to me is crazy. Like, there's guys that have lived on this planet almost 50 years and have never seen them not be in the tournament.
And I'm one of them.
Well, you're not 50.
I'm one of them.
Well, for real,
like it's crazy. Like you look at all these teams that are not making it. I know we talked about it earlier, and we're saying that you think COVID's playing a role in it. No fans in the stands. I mean, it all definitely has a little role in this, but it is just something that I never thought that we'd be seeing. But another upset yesterday that we watched was Georgetown shocking the world, beating the top-seeded Villanova with freshman Dante Harris sinking these 2 free throws to end the game. They beat Nova by 1, but watch this broadcast, his reaction. The greatest thing that I've ever seen, and keep an eye on the ticker on the right of how many times he says it.
Puts up a deep 3, missed it. Hoyes win, Hoyes win, Hoyes win, Hoyes win, Hoyes win, Hoyes win.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Hoyes win, 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 Hoyes win.
Whew, I'm exhausted just listening to that dude.
I think they looped that. You're right.
They had to have looped that.
It's the same exact breath. Like, Hoyas win, Hoyas win, Hoyas win, Hoyas win.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the inflection is it. Like, it literally sounded like he put it on a beat board and just kept pressing it, pressing it, pressing it, pressing it, pressing it, pressing it. I don't know.
But 22 times of pressing it, pressing it, pressing it.
It sounded legit. But the Hoyas win, Hoyas win, Hoyas win, Hoyas win. That's awesome.
How would you guys celebrate if Michigan wins this entire thing?
Ooh, well, first of all, I'm driving straight to Ann Arbor.
Oh,
and
indeed.
And we're going to hit up a couple frat houses and a couple sorority rows, and we're just going to party, and I'll be naked. That's how I'm going to celebrate.
That escalated quickly.
Yep.
Definitely going to be up and down South University Street, just drunk.
I was hoping Corey would say, yeah, I definitely would be naked too.
Yeah, let's all do it.
Honestly, why not? Why not? I'll shave
give you
a
100
Michigan.
reasons why not.
I'll shave a Michigan on my chest.
There you go.
For the Wolverines, I will do that. And I'm also going to have to give a quick little shout out to Detroit Red Wings' Anthony Mantha, who did score a goal yesterday.
Very nice.
You're watching the game. He should have scored 2 goals on this. Empty netter right here. Did he miss? Nope.
Nope.
Passed it up.
Padding them stats, getting that assist.
Trying to get the assist there, being the good guy, letting him get a goal. Still crazy to see that happen.
Right.
Why?
I got to ask D-Mac in hockey, because, you know, the hockey assist, it's the 2-pass assist that you get. So if he would have passed it to him and he passed back and then he scored, does he get the hockey assist and the goal? Because that's if you're getting greedy on stats, that's where you got to do it. I got to ask D-Mac about that rule. So I've never even thought about that till right now.
But he did get the assist on that one for sure. And then the last I got, Pistons, unfortunately, losing another one. Eight out of the last 10 they have lost, but at least we got to have some entertainment with this play right here. The messiest play in basketball.
Little League basketball on display. 1, 2 guys touched it. Let's just count how many guys.
Got it.
3, 4.
No, he doesn't.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Without a point.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and a foul.
I was almost going to say play that back, but that's way too much to watch. On that play, play it back actually. On this play, look at Sekou not making any efforts, and this is pissing me off. Because we keep talking about Sekou and why he's not playing the minutes that he should be playing. Look right here. How do you not dive on that ball? You're looking back. Come on.
Effort, baby. Effort. You need the full-out effort.
That's garbage.
And that is why he is not earning his minutes.
Yep, exactly.
And then look right here again. Sekou walking up the court. Misses it right here.
That's feet missing.
But look. We miss it right here.
Yeah, Sekou wasn't even in
that
that shot.
And now look at Sekou on this one.
No, like what I
How
noticed,
do you not take that charge?
Dude, he wasn't even in the shot on the
other side.
On the other side, he never went down to play offense.
How do you not take that charge? That's basics.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know, some news came out about 2 Pistons yesterday.
Yeah, it did.
Jeremy Grant and Mason Plumlee have been named as finalists for the U.S. Olympic men's team.
Yeah. They also named 47 other people, but that's all right.
Hey, there's 2 Pistons in it.
Let's go Pistons.
But Mason Plumlee, opportunity to be the point guard of the Olympic team. That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
No, but that is an honor, man. Anytime you can represent your country is such a major accomplishment for any sporting thing that you do. Obviously, the Tokyo Olympics got pushed back from last year to this year. I love watching Team USA basketball. That's one of my favorite things to watch every 4 years. Like, I'm like fish when it comes to rugby. I'll get up at 2 a.m. and watch them play. Like when the Pistons were playing in China, well, whenever the Beijing Olympics were, I was up at 3 a.m. watching those games. Fish, were you doing the same thing?
Not in 08.
Okay.
But the Olympics will have no foreign fans.
Yeah, no foreign fans.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
They've locked down their country, so that's pretty much it. But as long as the Olympics are happening and these athletes, Lizzie, you can't throw off this 4-year stretch, you know? Like, now it's going to be down to 3 years they're competing, so.
I'm still pissed at that play. How is a 20-year-old not going to even dive on the floor, but you're going to get 6'11" Mason Plumlee on the floor?
That's why Mason Plumlee's a triple-double machine.
I'm with you, Coach Casey. Bench his ass.
Before we switch subject, you know, of that whole big old list of 57 finalists for that team, there's one name that did not belong on there. Did you see that list?
No. Well, I saw the list, but I'm not knowing who you're talking about.
Take a wild guess of they're a former Piston now.
Former Piston now?
They're now a former Piston.
Not Andre Drummond.
Is it Blake?
Blake Griffin is one of the 57 finalists. Why?
I don't know. He doesn't need any more minutes on those knees. I don't know, man. I honestly don't know.
If I were the Nets, I wouldn't even let him do that.
But yeah, I mean, the guys that are going to make the team, I like that there's a Zion in there. I'd love to see Chris Paul come back because you need that good point guard leadership, especially in the international game. I want to see Zion in the international game because he's going to dominate those little Euros. He's just going to dominate them. So USA, Team USA, hopefully Jeremy Grant or Mason Plumlee makes it. I don't really see Plumlee making the team. I could see Grant.
Definitely see Grant making the team as they're getting younger. I believe he's going to be one of the next emerging stars. He's still young enough. I definitely think Grant should make it, and I hope he does.
Yeah, I hope he does too. He didn't make the All-Star team, so at least get him on that Olympic team. Can we do that for Jeremy Grant? I mean, he's definitely the most. Hopefully, he gets most improved player in the league this year too. He needs something for all the effort that he's putting in this year.
He should. I mean, the way he's been playing this year is lights out. Who knows if he's going to be a Piston much longer? There are reports that the Boston Celtics are offering multiple draft picks to pry him away. I'm still kind of on the fence about doing that because in the next couple of years you're going to be looking for another Jeremy Grant type player, and you have him right now on a super cheap contract. But hey, if they give another Godfather deal, go ahead and take all the
Jaylen Brown
picks.
coming over here?
Maybe.
Ooh.
I'd like that.
Hey, we get picks and Jaylen Brown.
Oh, they can't. No way.
Hey,
no
anything
way.
is possible. Anything is possible.
Especially for the Celtics. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So congratulations to Jeremy Grant and Mason Plumlee for even being considered for that honor. It's like I said, I'm a patriot. I love this country, love everything about it. Well, 99.999% things about it.
The one thing Stick doesn't like is why do Americans put ranch with pizza? Stick still doesn't get that.
Yeah. I don't get that either.
I don't like ranch, period.
Yeah, ranch is. Hey, you're all right with me.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
I hate ranch.
I never met a black dude that doesn't like ranch.
Hey, you do. Me.
Now I did. The ranch is one thing that I just need.
No.
Need.
I'm weird with my
pizza.
condiments though. I don't mess with a lot.
You don't like any. You don't even like your foods touching each other. You don't like anything
Food
mixed.
can't touch. Got to be separate. Condiments, no ranch, no ketchup, no blue cheese,
See,
no
but
sour
you're the one
cream.
person that I know that doesn't like tomatoes and ketchup. Like I'm the fake one that it's like I hate tomatoes, but I love ketchup.
I will do blue cheese with my wings. Ooh. That's it. But my friend, I'm gonna call her out, Chelsea. She will literally go to Jet's Pizza and just to get their thing of ranch.
I love how he said, I'm going to call her out.
Yeah. Joey, when we had the pizza party here, literally they brought like a tub of ranch, and I've never seen anybody order that in my life. And Joey's like, yeah.
She doesn't go there for the pizza. She'll go have a salad and everything else from another place, but she'll go there specifically to go grab the ranch.
Yeah, ranch fans are like LeBron fans. Like they are literally the same. They will fight you over it, even though it's disgusting.
Two things I'll take shots of now in my life: 8 Mile Vodka and Jets Ranch.
Yes. Shout out to 8 Mile Vodka for coming through yesterday. And
that was for the ranch, the cloth.
Oh, okay. What you got, Fish? Do you like ranch?
No, but you saying food can't touch each other sounds like someone else I know. Me.
Yeah? We have
No.
that in common, Fish?
Yep.
Why don't you like your food to touch?
I just don't. Like, if it's grilled cheese and french fries, gotta be separate.
Right. There's some foods that can touch. Like
Even though I'm gonna eat them.
My dad used to say
Separate.
the same thing to me. Sam, it all goes to the same place. I don't know why you're being like this. But my dad was also the dude that would have a stack of pancakes, put an egg on it, put bacon on it, put syrup all over it.
Nope, you gotta be on the side.
Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, and this is something we all say in my community. The macaroni and cheese and the yams can touch because that just creates black excellence.
Ooh, no.
Just don't knock it till you try it.
I don't know about black excellence then. I don't. I'm sorry.
I'll let you have that black excellence. Corey.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, don't knock it till you try it. The macaroni and cheese and the yams just.
No, keep them separate because the yams are sweet. The mac and
The ice
cheese
wood
is
on that
savory. I need those tastes separate. I need them separate. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, it is almost time for Fish's Facts right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
An ounce at Michigan dispensaries is over $300. Why pay that when you can grow your own? With just one light, you can pull down over 48 ounces every harvest. Do that math and then come see us at Grow Green, where we have everything you need to start growing and a staff of master growers to help guide you. Click growgreenmi.com.
It is now 9:50, so you know what that means. It is now time.
Is it time?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Fish.
Go fish.
Fish Facts.
It's fish.
It's Fish. What up, Fishy?
Hello, everybody. It is Friday. The weekend's coming up.
You love the weekend, don't you?
Yeah.
You do.
What do you love most about the weekend? Is it just the Saturday mornings that you get to wake up early as heck and watch sports?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah.
I think that's what it is. All right, Fish, what kind of facts you got for us today, buddy?
All right, NBA, most of the games resumed yesterday. The Suns, they have only lost 3 games since the end of January.
Wow.
They are 17 of the last 20.
I had to look. I was like, wait, what's the date today?
Yeah, today is March 12th.
It is.
Yeah, March 12th.
So, I mean, that's pretty much all February.
No, the Suns have been great. I mean, Chris Paul has he's taken all that young talent and kind of made them a unit. And, Ayton's doing well. Booker's had an insane year. And Chris Paul is Chris Paul.
Yeah, I like Chris Paul.
Yeah, how can you not?
He's not a bandwagon person. Anyways, moving on. Kyrie Irving, his former team is the Celtics. In case any of you do not know. He got 40 points, 8 rebounds, 5 3-pointers, and 15 from 23 shooting. It's the 5th 40-point game with the Nets. Only Vince Carter and John Williamson have more.
Damn. All right. I mean, Kyrie, that was throwback Kyrie last night for real. He looked damn good. And that's why Kyrie's such a frustrating player, because you can get that out of him every night if he applies himself. But sometimes he wants to sage the locker room. Sometimes he wants to put up 40. Different guy.
The Hawks, they fired their coach week and a half ago. They are 3-0 under their new coach, Nate McMillan. Nate McMillan, whatever his name is. But McMillan.
Yep.
They're 3-0 under him.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good start off to your career. Sometimes, Adam, actually, we were arguing about that too, about how when you see it a lot in soccer, Adam said, when they fire their coach, the team kind of rallies around the new coach and they do well. And then that tapers off a couple games in.
Yeah, as soon as they actually name that guy as the coach, you see it drop.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell, similar start, hopefully.
Hopefully. Super Bowl? No, probably not.
Super Bowl playoffs.
March 12, 1985. That's where we're going to go. Larry Bird. He scored a Celtics single-game record of 60 points. They beat Atlanta 126-115.
Larry Legend, baby. Love that guy,
and
man.
At that time, it was a single-game record, and then we know what happened from there. Kobe 81 and Wilt 100.
Yep. Kobe's 81 will never be touched.
No.
Never.
Well, I don't know. If people just shooting threes, it probably will.
You think so?
Not anymore.
You think Steph Curry could hit it one game?
Somebody will. I mean, they're shooting, 161? Well, not quite that high, but they're shooting like 140 a game.
Yeah.
Steph Curry's highest is 62 points in a game.
Yeah, so
he's close.
He's close.
And he was lights out in that game.
It's 19 points away, though. That's not too far.
The issue is with Steph Curry, he always has other ballers on the squad.
Right.
So he's got to share some of them points.
And he doesn't have Jalen Rose guarding him. Oh, sorry, Jalen, but you were guarding Kobe in that 81-point game. Go ahead, Fish. What else you got?
We move on to the bets. We have a game happening today at 11:30. Michigan and Maryland.
Yeah.
Michigan is minus 8.5.
Okay.
So it hasn't changed from what you guys said. Maryland's plus 310.
So who are you taking in this game, Fish?
Michigan. I'll say 75-52.
Will you give us a Hail to the Victor song? We go, bah.
No.
No. Okay. So it's not like the Champions League.
No. I am a Michigan State fan.
Okay.
Used to be a diehard Michigan fan, then I don't know what happened. Just dropped off.
Just dropped off. All right.
But I still support them.
One more bet, Fish.
All right. I'm wearing the All Blacks jersey. They're not playing tonight, but the New Zealand Warriors are playing tonight. They are plus 1.5. I'm taking that.
Beautiful.
Very excited. They're at 11 p.m.
Are you going to stay up for that game?
Oh, yeah. I'm actually real excited. I don't know why.
Because you love rugby. That's why.
I was driving home, and I was just in a very good mood.
Well, the weather's beautiful. Fish, you roll in a Lexus. Your favorite sport is starting. Everything is trending up for Fish right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
I try to be positive as much as I can.
Dude, you are one of the most positive
sports,
and the most honest people I've ever met in my life.
That's
Never
very
change.
exciting.
Never change, Fish.
And I got Pilar 1-1 on the hook on the night yesterday.
Awesome.
I got hooked into that, so I had to quickly choose picks. I gave her Hornets and Lightning.
Awesome.
And one of them failed, one of them won.
Well, thank you, Fish. He comes on every day at 9:50 for Fish's Facts and Fish's Bets. Now it is time for Joey's News.
No.
Oh, no. Damn it, Dumbass of the Day. Now it's time for me. I'm the Dumbass of the Day. It's time for Dumbass of the Day.
To present the award,
it is Joey.
It is time.
Dumbass
of the Day.
Why would you do that? And the loser is...
Joey, who is our Dumbass of the Day today?
The Dumbass of the Day is Georgetown ended up getting the W yesterday, right? But there was someone by the name of Patrick Ewing who was upset after he said that he got stopped multiple times by the security at Madison Square Garden. And just watch what he had to say.
But I do want to say one thing, though. I thought this was my building, and I feel terrible that I'm getting stopped, accosted, asking for passes. Everybody in this building should know who the hell I am. And I'm getting stopped. I can't move around this building. Like I was like, what the hell? Is this Madison Square Garden? I'm going to have to call Mr. Dolan and say, geez, is my number in the rafters or what?
I don't think anyone even
All right,
asked him about an injury. The one thing about the Wagner,
if that was you,
and this is
if that was you, what are you going to do in that situation? Like, look up, man. My jersey's right there.
Right. Like, where's your ID?
Right.
So that security guard definitely a dumbass of
security
the day.
guards. He said multiple people stopped him.
That is crazy. Well, thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Woodward Show all week long. We made it through another week, Joey. Tomorrow, the Sneaker Box will be on live 10 to noon. Following us today, you got Baligian and Bell at 11, and then we have, of course, The Hook from 3 to 5 with Darren McCarty, 4-time Stanley Cup champion, Maz, and the lovely Pilar. And also Art is along for both those shows, too. Can't forget about Art.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to give a quick little shout-out, though.
Go ahead.
You always over there shouting out your St. Mary's, right?
Yep.
I want to give a quick little shout-out to Brother Rice because alumni DJ
All right, we gotta go.
LeMayu
Thank you.
bought the field that they play because, Brother Rice is a smaller campus and they don't have their own field, right? So they don't have their own baseball field. He ended up buying the field actually right up the street here, up on 15 Mile, and he's leasing it out to Brother Rice for a year for $1.
So you guys got a baseball field?
Yep, they got their own baseball field. He's leasing it out for $1 every single year. That's what I love about the
Richest
deal.
kids in the world, and they don't even have their own fields.
And my cousin is a Brother Rice alum. He was talking about it yesterday. He got the email, and I'll tell you off air what he said about that.
So you don't have to go play at like Berkeley anymore, where you guys used to play and stuff like that. Yeah.
Even so the big issue too with the backstory is like their football. We can't have home games at that field because the neighbors don't allow it to happen. So they don't have that like whatever. If you need like a license to be able to play games on late nights, there's like a certain curfew.
Oh, the sound ordinance
and
stuff like that.
Yep. So they're restricted from doing that. Unlike the rich St. Mary's kid that have a whole big ass campus to themselves.
We're not rich, and we pay for that campus mostly because of the fair that we throw. That helps
all
everything.
alumni helping out and everything.
You're damn right, alumni
Don't give me
help
that.
out.
How do we get this baseball
rich-ass
field?
School like Brother Rice.
How do we get this baseball field? The school paid for it? No, a rich ass alumni.
I'm just glad you guys got a field.
Exactly.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Like, why are you a hater? Like, what does that accomplish right now? You doing that?
I just love messing with you.
That doesn't even bother me. That's like stupidity on your end. We don't have a football field because we're not allowed to. So what should we do?
Oh, snap.
Fold the program.
So cancel it?
Get rid
Just
of it.
Done?
Get rid of it.
Get out of here.
Hey, guess what happened today, real quick?
What else?
24 years ago today, the iconic crossover where AI crossed over Jordan.
Oh,
that was today?
That was today.
I thought you were going to say when he stepped over Tyronn Lue.
Oh, that was even more iconic. That's bold.
I miss AI.
I do not miss AI.
No.
That was the AI experiment here in Detroit was
Yeah,
not
I mean,
friendly.
come on.
Shout out to the casinos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Dude ain't even allowed in the casinos anymore.
That's crazy. That story's crazy.
You guys have a great weekend. Joey and I are going to go hug it out, and I'm going to tell him how much I love Brother
Screw
Rice.
that. I got to go to Crumble Cookie. I'll see you 4 to 6, Rochester Hills. Crumble Cookie, free cookie day.
Yeah, look for the Woodward Sports Truck. We'll see you later.